What is going on YouTube? And today I will be installing this APEMAN C450 dash cam. It's a 1080p 3-inch LCD dash cam. So I recently had an encounter on the highway where I was not able to get compensated for the damage to my vehicle just only based off pictures. So I said, you know what, it's time to do something from that learning experience and get a dash cam instead. Now before I jumped into like a major brand dash cam, I wanted to try something a little bit cheaper. Not knowing this camera is bad or good, I haven't tried it yet, but the reviews on it are pretty good. So before I buy something, you know, it's $100, $200 out there, this dash cam is only $44, and I think it's, you know, pretty easy to install. But we also went a step further and got a hardwired kit for it, so that's something I will be covering in this video. So the camera is pretty lightweight, pretty easy to operate. You can power it up using the 12 volt in your vehicle, or if you want to hardwire it, like I'm going to today, you're gonna need a power source from your fuse box. But for anyone who just wants to install this dash cam and power it up via like a 12 volt, for example, it's pretty easy to do. So this is part of the hardwiring kit, and again, this is not an unboxing video. I'm gonna get straight into the install. This is part of it has a mini USB connection for the camera, per usual on most dash cams. And here is the main part that I wanted to talk about. The way this is set up, you can power this camera directly to a direct power source in the car instead of ignition, which only turns on when you put the car in ignition mode or start it. So what this means is you can keep it, the camera powered up at all times for your safety, especially, you know, if somebody hits the car, the G-Shock sensor will pick it up, it'll start recording, it'll have power. The only thing that this does is if the car reaches 11.6 volts at any point in time, it'll shut off power to the camera because it's trying to conserve the car's battery. So you still have enough battery to start your car in the morning if that's something that, you know, you're dealing with. So most healthy batteries shouldn't have an issue powering the device just fine. So this is just one of those safety features that is included in this kit, and I will be linking this kit down in the description as well as the camera. So this is great because the kit includes an assortment of mini fuse taps depending on the fuse size that you plan on using, or the one in your fuse box. Mine is a really small one. I'll be using this one for mine today. It also comes with the auxiliary fuse on there. So that's pretty much all you'll need to install it. It also comes with, you'll get one of these in the kit. It's like a panel puller for your headliner, so you can start tearing it apart. The camera box itself comes with this one, and this one comes inside of the hardwire kit. So let's get started on this installation, and the first step we're going to do is we're going to mount this in the desired location. So I have mounted the camera in the desired location, right on top of the windshield there, right next to the rearview mirror, and we're going to begin wiring this thing. So I'm going to slowly start taking away at the headliner and start tucking away. And start tucking my hardwiring kit and make sure I get everything down there so I can start making my connections. When tucking your wires, just make sure when you're using the panel puller, just use this to pull the panel back a little bit to tuck the wire in. Don't do any excessive motions with this thing in your hand while you're up there. You could potentially damage your headliner and other parts around it. So just be very gentle when you're tucking in the wire. All it takes is a little slight pull, and then you can continue to tuck in the wire underneath the headliner and then put it right back where it was. So in this case, as you can see, I've actually taken the pillar panel off to route my wires through here. Be very careful. There is possible airbag wires through here, and then wire them directly into the footwells where my fuse box is. So I just went ahead and threw a couple of zip ties on there. I'm gonna cut the excess off just to secure it to the other wires that are already running through this pillar. We can wrap this part up, and as you can see, I've already routed it through the bottom there, and it's gonna go through the side panel. Now we're gonna remove these bottom panels down here and actually get to the fuse box. All right, so here's the back of the fuse panel. We're looking for something that says BAT for battery, and it looks like there's plenty on here. So I mean, just pick any of the ones that say battery. Those have power 100% of the time, and you should be able to use your power source from there. Just make sure you use the fuse from there on the mini fuse tab for protecting the circuit, as well as the added fuse. So the next step is pretty simple. We have to crimp the power wire into the mini fuse tab, and then we have to connect this to some kind of bolt, metal bolt underneath in that location to be able to ground our connection. So essentially this is what it would look like tapped into the fuse box. I already have my dash cam now installed, my radar detector, and also have a tap for my sound system in the trunk. So that is all safely wired. It's just you know, it can get pretty hectic down here depending on how much stuff you have, but it is all safely wired. And in my case, this is the grounding wire my car had available. I've already have something grounded there. I just added another one for the dash cam, and that should be pretty safe, and it's all good to go. The car is off, the camera is on and recording. So at this point, it has a 1 minute shut off for the screen to power save. It's going to automatically record with everything shut off minus the recording, of course, and it does have a parking guard sensor, which pretty much means if it notices the car is stationary for quite some time, it'll also cut off power. Now this is only a $44 camera. It's not at the top of line model, so I wouldn't have too many high expectations as far as quality and settings and stuff like that. So this is only a 1080 camera. I know you can get them out there in 4K even, but they're pretty expensive. So the hard wiring kit for this camera was $14, and this camera was $44. So you can choose not to hardwire it and plug it into your 12 volt, for example, but I chose to hardwire it. We're coming up on the 1 minute mark where it automatically shuts off the screen, and when that happens, it's pretty much gonna kill the screen. So it'll save you your battery. So here it goes on the 1 minute mark. Boom, and there it is. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this installation video. This camera, let's take a look at it from the outside of the vehicle here. You can see it right there. This camera looks good. It feels good. The installation was painless. For the price, I think it's a decent option on Amazon, and the links will be in the description.